Hi everyone, welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament of the Christian Bible. I use the King James Version of the Christian Bible to put together the prophecy of Israel, which became the book of Zion. I wrote the Pot Smoker's Bible in order to publish the book of Zion, which is written entirely in Bible verse. And I published the book on YouTube and on social media in order to fulfill the prophecy of Israel. It was the last thing on my to-do list because when I finished putting the prophecy together, I found a set of instructions. It literally said, do this, 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 and this will happen. Well, I've done this, 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 and this happened, and it's still happening. And it's leading us to Zion. And Zion is a prophetic nation. It's a foretold nation. Now, I know that a lot of people who have read the Bible, have in any of its forms, and there are many forms, they know what Zion is. Okay, they think they know what Zion is. Christians will tell you it's a mountain, which is really stupid because how can a mountain go to court? And how can Israel go to court? How can she go to court unless she is a woman? And chapter 54 of the book of Isaiah is my resume, if you're wondering. It tells my life story. 3,000 years beforehand. Don't know how they manage that. Well, yeah, I kind of do because I've seen future events. I've seen quantum things are very fun when you get, but you have to learn how to be quantum. Being quantum takes drugs. Or it's complicated. Okay, we're not quite evolved enough to manufacture our own telepathic components. So we have to use drugs to be telepathic. We have to nurture the gray side of our anatomy with the THC in the marijuana in order to activate our great latent DNA. And that's why drug users are priests of God. And um, the beginning of the Nation of Zion, it begins with a camp out. The camp out, the 420 camp out for freedom. And we are following in the footsteps of the prophet Moses, and we're in reenacting the prophets, the incident of the Exodus. So we're having our own Exodus here, um, and it's going to be modeled after. It's a strike, like India had a strike to free themselves from Britain. Well, all us drug users and poor people that can't stand the thought of using money anymore and who think it's a stupid idea, we're all supposed to go camping. And so I'm telling stories of of this camping event so that you can kind of get an idea of what I envision as the exodus of the people of Zion to their new homeland, which is where this is all leading. So today, I am doing episode 10 of My Dreams of Zion. And today I'm going to tell you a short story about Jose and Rosita. Jose and Rosita were refugees before Trump came along. They've been in this nation for 20 years. And they actually came as a young couple and they had their 3 children here. And of course, during the Trump years, they were, you know, afraid of being deported and they were subjected to all this uh, white supremacist crap. And then the events that happened on January 6th really scared them. And now they're very afraid. And we all know that there's a possibility of violence just right here in front of us. And so when Jose, who is struggling so hard because of COVID, and because of just being an immigrant and without papers and just the whole thing. Well, when he hears about the Camp Out for Freedom, he's a pot smoker. So is Rosita. They both get high. And so they're all part of the life. And so they're like, yeah, I can be a citizen of Zion. I don't have to worry about immigration because I'm welcome there. And they know this because everybody knows by that time that Zion has this vision of unity that is so beautiful. And so, without fear, without hesitation, even though they only speak Spanish, they come to the gates of Zion. And it takes a couple of minutes for a Spanish speaking Zionite to come to the gate, but there was one handy, working in the area just in case. So when the Spanish speaking Zionite comes to the gate and says, well, and speaks to him in Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish, so, so hola, and tells them, it's like, how can I help you? It's like, well, he asked the first question any Zionite, any person gets at the gate, are you a citizen? Are you already a citizen of Zion? No, 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 no. He says, not a citizen yet, but I want to be a citizen of Zion. Well, do you get high? Well, yes, I get high. I get high. Okay, then you are a citizen, but you just haven't registered. Oh, I'm a citizen of Zion already? Already. I didn't even have to try. Yep, you're welcome here. So, what do you do for a living, Jose? I'm a mechanic. What does Rosita do for a living? Well, I'm a cook. Well, that'll work. We can definitely use those. Do you speak any English at all? No, 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 no. Well, we that kind of makes it a little difficult because we need to all speak a single language, and since English is what Zion speaks, that's what we're speaking. So we'll teach you English, and then you can teach others Spanish because we can all speak whatever language we want here. But for business purposes, we're going to use English. Anyway, so Jose is because he only speaks Spanish, and that's the only reason why he's sent to the Spanish speaking encampment because we want the people of Zion to feel comfortable. And if we can't speak the same language, then it's best that you be amongst people who speak that language. And so we will um, teach them English fundamentally while they are registered into their guilds. So the family settles in, and for the first 6 weeks, when we're under quarantine, they have to be in the Spanish encampment. But he's already registered. He registers for his. They both register for their respective guilds, and they're given work details within their professional fields. So they are they're they are integrated right into the society. They are sent. They are ensured that there is somebody to speak their language for them, so that they can work with the entire campsite. And in a short time, they learn English because we all have to speak a single language. But until the Grey teaches their language anyway, because the Grey will teach us the language of their own. So we will all speak that language, but for the camp, we have to speak something. So anyway, for the first 6 weeks of the camp, of course, we are under quarantine because we all know that we have to get rid of COVID. And the only way to get rid of COVID is through quarantine, through mask mandates, something that the United States refuses to do. So, within that first 6 weeks, they work within their guilds. They adjust to their new life at the camp. Their kids, of course, we're all under quarantine, so we're all quarantined. But they settle into the camp and they have no fear. No one ever looks at them badly because they're of any color, because that just doesn't work. And that's just, this story, is just to illustrate that anybody from any walk of life, speaking any language, is welcome at Zion. Because Zion is unity. So Jose and Rosita and their children will have the exact same opportunities as everybody else. They will be taught the English language because that is what we're speaking until the grade teach us their language, or a better language that they've come, you know, so that we can all speak one language. So Jose goes into the mechanics field, and he spends his 6 weeks the old converting this thing into that. Because in Camp Zion, we have to restructure our society in such a way that we take the nothing that this society has left us with and convert it into usable things. So he takes apart cars and makes wind turbine generators out of them. And he's fascinated by the whole prospect because we're taking the junk that we can't use and we're converting it into materials that will benefit the entire society. Because we have to go to electric cars, and we eventually will when we get to Zion. But our first priority has to be electricity. So we will dismantle all of the appliances and all the tech and everything that we have that we bring with us that we don't absolutely need for our camping. We will take and use it for the good of the entire nation, the entire camp, as we fight for our freedom. But the whole point of fighting for our freedom is the Exodus. Because at the end of the 6 weeks, when the Healers Guild has determined that there is no COVID in the camp, and we're all clear, then the great day comes. And the entire camp gathers together, COVID free. Our first assembly as a nation of Zion. And we gather at the edge of the camp, all of us. And you can imagine, it's like the sands of the sea. You can't even count all of the people at camp because 144,000 isn't even going to cut it. Just think about it this way. How many people have you seen at the last concert you went to? Now take that and multiply it by 50. And then add to that how many people you know at home that didn't go to your concert. And that gives you an idea how many people are going to be at this camp. So we gather in one great big huge solemn assembly, all of us. And all the telepaths, all the people pray. We pray for Ishi and the Grey to come to us, to come to Earth, to be our God, to be our friends, to be our alien mentors, to help us win our freedom and create a nation that knows no prejudice, that knows no money. In Zion, the only money you're ever going to see are poker chips and Monopoly money. If it's not in a game, it's not money. And that's one of the very reasons why Jose and Rosita came to America. Money. And money didn't work once COVID hit. Well, money never worked anyway. So they give it a chance. And they just are in awe as the ships come and land. And the Greys come out and walk upon the earth. In their environmental suits, of course. But they're gonna, let their skin show so you can see that they're blue. So may the great watch over you, guide you, protect you, and lead you, keep you from all harm, and may they teach you right from wrong. May you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it. Make that your guild choice. Stay happy and high. If you use drugs, you have every right and reason to. Believe me, I know. I wrote the book. My name is Zion. I love you way too much to say goodbye. So I'll say later now.